everyone, it's Amazing Arabella and I'm here with
Jeannie the Kid.
And we're also joined by the directors of Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon, and guys, we're about to ask them some questions about the movie, so let's go. My first question is, what scene took the longest to make?
Oh, that's good. It's the whole shooting was about a year altogether. Wow. And we've got about 30 different sets like this one with locations, and they've all got different bits of the film. I'm trying to think that probably the longest one, the one that took from the start to the end, is the supermarket, because it was just one location, but we had to completely destroy it.
Question number 2, did anything funny or unusual happen behind the scenes?
You can answer this one well.
Okay, well the thing is, the puppets are really lovely, right? But there was one of them that I really didn't like, and the animators kept putting it in shots, so I had to hide him in a cupboard.
Wow. That's nice. Which character is your favourite?
Well, my favourite character is Lula. She's fun, she's adventurous, she's curious. We wanted to make a character that would appeal to Shaun, so we took all of Shaun's positive attributes and like ramped them up to 100, and it became Lula.
What was you guys' favourite scene?
Yeah, there's so many different types of scenes. Yeah. So I think some days I really like the action stuff, the high action, and lots of comedy. But I think one scene that sticks out is right at the end of the film. There's quite an emotional scene that plays out between all of the characters. They all come back together again. I really love that moment in the film.
If you could change one thing about the movie, what would it be?
Ooh. The Lula has a spaceship in the film, and it took a very long time to build, and it looks amazing. But when we got it on set, it was so small, we couldn't get all the puppets in, and the animator, and the cameras. So if I could do it again, I'd make it about 5 times bigger.
What inspired you to make Lula?
Ooh, so in the first film, Shaun leaves the farm and goes to a big city, and so this time around we wanted to bring something to the farm. And so we took on lots of different ideas, and then someone said, how about an alien? And we're all big sci-fi fans, and so we're like, oh my God, we could do everything with sci-fi. We could have secret underground bases, we could go into outer space. And so then it became about, how do we make the sort of most fun, exciting alien ever? So like, she's really colorful, she's got glitter in her ears, she's got special powers. It's just sort of all snowballed from there.
So which one of Lula's powers is your favourite?
I think I like the fact that she can lift stuff up, because I mean it's just really cool. She does it all the way through the film, always getting up to mischief, because she can basically get whatever she wants.
Yeah.
What is your favourite personality behind the characters in the film?
We did have this amazing actress called Amalia Vitali who did the voice of Lula, and she's never worked at Aardman before, but she came in with so much enthusiasm. And she does really weird sounds for the alien, so she was brilliant.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming down.
Yeah.
What is up, guys? It is your boy JD, and I'm here with
Amazing Arabella
and the producer of Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon. We're about to ask a few questions, so let's go. What was your favourite scene in the movie?
Favourite scene, actually, we're sitting on the set for my favourite scene, which is when Shaun and Lula have to go and try and get their spaceship back from the Ministry of Alien Detection.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which set is your favourite set?
I probably shouldn't say this one again, should I? But it is genuinely like this is the set that of the whole film, you know, has got some amazing locations, and the alien planet is pretty cool, where you know Lula's home planet. But this one, I think, is brilliant, and it kind of reminded me a lot of James Bond and all the films I grew up with.
Who is your favourite character?
My favourite character in the series is Bitzer, the sheepdog, because I'm an elder brother. And as the elder brother, I kind of know what it's like to be Bitzer in the middle of, having 2 younger siblings. He used to take advantage of me, still do. I'm 49 and I'm still the one that's in charge. And, but in the film, Lula is a fantastic new character. She's, this kind of crazy version of Shaun, and I've just loved, seeing her come to life.
Yeah. Which set took the longest to make?
Well, they all take a long time because actually, they have to build everything from scratch. So the farms and so on, some of the sets were already built because we use them again and again. But anything like this will take a long time, kind of up to 6 months, in terms of the whole kind of process from start to finish. But it really, you know, it's kind of how long is a piece of string? You know, they'll use all the time they can, you know, in designing these things.
Yeah. Did anything funny or unusual happen behind the scenes?
Loads of funny and unusual things happen, most of which I can't say on camera. So, but one of my favourite kind of things that we did was we've got a guy called Mike Smith who's the music producer for us. And Mike is a brilliant musician. He plays with the Gorillaz and Blur and, you know, all these kind of bands. And we made him play lots of tunes badly, basically. So I got this brilliant musician to make things sound awful.
If you could change one thing about the movie, what would it be?
I don't think I would change anything about the movie. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. So, look, you know, you always look at things and think, oh, I wish that was different. But actually, it's the sum of all the bits that are there. And so I love it. I'm really proud of what we've done. You know, I think it's a kind of very different film to the first one, you know, and I hope everybody kind of agrees when they see it.
What inspired you to make Lula?
To make Lula, well, the whole film actually, you know, was the kind of inspiration. So we started, you know, out with a blank sheet of paper and we said, what can we make the film about? And we kind of said, you know, we like space, we like aliens, and farms and aliens seem to go together, you know, in films. So we started there, and then Lula as a character kind of sprung to life as we came up with the story. You know, and then, you know, she kind of came together over time where we wrote her, you know, we kind of thought about her, we talked about who she was, we found, you know, how to draw her. You know, she was designed by one of our storyboard artists, Ash, and then she was sculpted and she became this thing you see now. And that's kind of what I love doing, actually, is because we, you know, I've been involved from day one talking about her. She's had lots of different names, and eventually we found Lula, you know, and who you see, and she's fantastic, I think.
Where did the inspiration for the sets come from?
Well, the sets often kind of come out of what we're doing in story. So we'll come up with ideas. So one of the ideas, for instance, for this set was that, you know, that we talked about a lot of James Bond and Thunderbird. So it's kind of underground layers that, you know, the nemesis, the evil, you know, kind of bad woman in this case would have. And then our set, you know, designers, you know, will sit down and kind of work out. So our production designer physically draws this, models it in 3D as well. He often builds it in a computer, and then they'll start designing it. And then they kind of add lots and lots of details that you can see here. So there's all kinds of weird and wonderful things in here. Like, you know, there are things that are Coke cans repurposed and all kinds of things. It's a bit like Blue Peter, but on a, you know, even bigger scale.
What is your favourite superpower from Lula?
Well, as I've just proved, it's mind reading.
Oh.
No, my... Try it again, sorry, ask the question.
Okay. What is your favourite power from Lula?
I think the thing I love most about Lula is her ability to mimic people. So she's got lots of amazing powers, but actually the mimicry is the thing that gets her into loads of trouble and is a really useful thing. So we had loads of fun with that in the film.
Yeah, that's really funny. I remember when I seen it in the trailer first, I was laughing so much.
Oh, good. Good. So you think the trailer's funny then?
Yeah, the trailer's hilarious.
Oh,
it
good.
really made me want to see the movie.
Good. Good. Well, make sure everybody out there.
Yeah, guys, make sure you go check out the movie. It's going to be awesome. What is your favourite thing about Shaun?
The thing I love about Shaun, and I think the real reason why Shaun is so successful, is because I think he's just like, you know, he's the person everybody wants to be. I think we're all a bit of Shaun inside. We like the idea of being a bit naughty, having a good time, pushing the boundaries. But I think also the great thing about Shaun is that he's the kind of person that when he does that, he knows he's done the wrong thing. So he's, you know, he's not like an Asbo teen, you know, he's a kind of sensible kid who does the things that we all, I think, want to do occasionally.
What is the secret message behind the movie?
Well, it's not so secret, really. You know, if you watch the movie, you'll work it out. But I touched on it earlier, actually, that Bitzer, you know, is, as the elder brother, you know, has a really difficult job to do in the family, like that, and he spends a lot of time trying to control his siblings and stop them hurting themselves effectively. And that's what this film's all about, is about Shaun learning what it's like to be Bitzer. So it's a little bit about responsibility, and kind of learning to take responsibility for your actions. But mostly it's just about having fun.
Yeah.
Approximately how many people worked on this movie?
Well, it depends how you kind of classify that, because across the kind of length of the movie, lots of people get
like,
involved
yeah,
at
it's
different
like-
levels. But we've got something like 200, I would estimate.
That is a lot of people.
It is a lot of people, and you try and remember all their names.
I don't think I could do that.
Right, I'll give you the list, and you can learn them overnight and maybe help me out. No, genuinely, it's amazing, because you've got the people in this building, and we get, people come and go at Aardman, just like they do anywhere else. And, they're all brilliant, and, they all bring something to it.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that always makes me proud about what we do is that those 200 people, you can see what they've done. It's the kind of sum of everybody. It's not me, it's not the directors, it's kind of everybody that's made this film.
So in the movie there is a lot of cool music. Tell us about the music.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have a score written by a guy called Tom Howe, and Tom's a brilliant musician based in LA, but I love the fact that he wrote the music for the Great British Bake Off. There's a great fact for you. But we've also got a load of new songs as well. So we've got a guy called Tom Walker has written a song for us. So original by him, you probably recognise quite a lot of his music. There's a guy called Kieran Shuttle who's in the Circa Waves, has written a new song. And then the Vaccines and Kylie Minogue do an original song, which is on the trailer, so you will have heard it. Then we've got Georgia Smith has written a brand new song for us, which is kind of at the towards the kind of low point of the film. It's a lovely song, and I'm sure you'll all be hearing that. And then we've done a remix with the Chemical Brothers of a song called Out of Control, which somebody of my age gets very excited about. I'm like, that's the biggest thing ever for me. And then we've also remixed the Shaun the Sheep theme tune with Toddler T and Nadia Rose rapping on it. So we've got a real kind of variety of music.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're all really good songs as well. Even somebody my age likes them. And my 7-year-old son twerks to them as well, but we won't talk about
Whoa. All right, guys, so there you have the interview with the producer of Shaun the Sheep Farmageddon. It was awesome. We talked
Very
about a lot of different
informative.
things about his 7-year-old twerking. Awesome. Arabella?
It was really great, guys. Make sure you check out the movie when it is out. It will be out very soon, and I know for a fact you guys are gonna love it. I'm gonna love it. Are you gonna love it, JD?
I'm gonna love it too much.
But guys, we'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Amazing Arabella, and I'm here with
JD the Kid.
And we're also joined by model maker Will, and today we're all going to be making a Lula who looks super cool. Do you think you're ready for this, JD?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm
just
going to
don't
mess
know.
it up, but hopefully Will can help us out. So what is the first step?
Right, okay. So I've already started making some of the kits for us. So I've already made it a little bit easy. So what we're going to do,
Yeah.
okay,
That was a lot.
we're going to start with the body. Okay, so this is the target. So this is what we're going for. Okay, so we're going to make one of these in 15, 20 minutes. Easy. Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Okay, so let's start. Let's get straight in there. Okay, so we've just got this is kind of like just like modelling clay. So if you grab the purple and the body, so first of all we're going to do the kind of the skirt bit around the end, around the bottom. So we're just going to place the purple on the bottom of the clay that I've got here. Just going to wrap it around, and then we're just going to join it in the middle.
You made that look so easy.
I know you. Whoa.
So
Oh
it's
no, I've
just-
got it, I've got it, I've got it.
Yeah, I got it too.
Yeah.
But that, whoa.
Okay. So it's just joined in the middle. So
That looks like an ice cream cone.
Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of cone shaped. And then we're just going to blend up. Okay, so we're just going to smudge it in. So we want this to look like one complete body. Kind of like pretending that it's just one block of clay. So just keep blending. Just going to squash it in. Clay's quite soft, so it's quite easy to use.
Mm-hmm.
So
The concentration is real right now. And this is the first step.
yeah, this is good. So
Oh, yours looks so smooth.
So just keep smudging it in. Okay, so then, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to.
Oh, I actually did good. I thought it would be quite hard for me to do that.
Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of detailing. Okay, so she's got these kind of, I don't know, kind of alien details, kind of fans or scales or something along those sort of lines. So we're going to grab a little bit of pink, and we are going to kind of roll it out. Okay, so the idea is that, no, just one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we just want it to go all the way around the outside. So we're just going to roll her out. Okay, so we're using kind of like modelling clay. I don't know if you've used modelling clay before.
Yeah, I think a few times.
A few times. Okay, so it's exactly the same as the clay you've probably used before, which is all the clay that we use kind of like for all our puppets or parts of our puppets. So I'm going to say that the Lula that we've got here, her head is made of clay, but her body is made of like a silicone. So we're using different materials. So it depends on what we want the character to do to what we, which kind of materials we use for the puppet. So we're just going to roll that around the outside. Okay, and then we're just going to squash it in. So all just work your thumb. I'm just going to blend it in all the way around the outside. And then if you've got a little bit of extra, which I seem to always do, you just take that off. So just adding that little bit of detail. So one way of kind of getting the definition of kind of these alien details is we could add clay and we could just kind of sculpt through all these little fans, or we can cheat. So today we're going to cheat. We're just going to use this modelling tool just to do a kind of little imprint all the way around the bottom, and that will just give us that kind of 3D effect, which is what we want the puppets to do. So we want them to be kind of, just have a little bit more detail. So if you want to grab that and just do that all the way around. So yes, I said that we kind of use different materials. So we've kind of got like a silicone body, which means that when the animators are kind of grabbing the puppet and moving them around, they don't squash all these details, because they're really, well, I suppose quite detailed, semi-detailed. But if the animator was grabbing Lula and they're kind of wanting to animate her and move her around, they'd have to re-sculpt all of these little bits. So we've kind of making it in a different material that means it just kind of springs back. So inside of Lula, we've got an armature. So it's kind of like a metal skeleton, and that allows her to kind of hold extreme positions. So if she's kind of like bending over, she'll hold her one way or go through the other. So we've got like an armature inside of, or skeleton inside of the puppet. So that's the same with all the puppets. So it's the same with Shaun as well, we've got here. So he's got a kind of an armature inside also. But this is kind of slightly more simplified. So we've got kind of aluminium wire and kind of fur, trying to kind of feel the kind of the fur, fur fabric. So we're using kind of lots of different materials to kind of depends what look we want to kind of what we use.
What's the hardest part about making a character?
The hardest part, it's kind of early stages. We kind of work out which material to use, because there's so many different materials we can use. But it's kind of working out which one's the best, which one's going to give the animator the most out of the character. So when they're using it, it's actually really easy to use. So I suppose that's quite tricky, because it's kind of sometimes it's, you know, a lot of exploring all the different materials. To kind of work out which one would work. Right, we're going to add a bit more detail. So say we've got kind of these kind of extra fans.
I'll pop those on.
I've made a little tool. Okay.
Ooh.
So all we're going to do is we're just going to kind of just like a biscuit cutter. We're just going to imprint the clay. So we're going to do one across the top, and then we'll just do some arms. So we'll just do a little bit on the either side, and that kind of gives a kind of arm location. So there's a shot where her arms kind of grow out from her body and kind of grab stuff and then like disappear again. And so they just kind of come out of these flaps. So we've got a different Lula that allows that to happen. So these just kind of come up, and then her arms can just grow out and then disappear. So we're just adding.
I think I've done. Is that good?
Yeah, it's upside down, but that's fine. We can rock with that. You know, it's slightly unusual, but you know, it's fine. So now we're just going to add some of these tiny little bits of pink details. If you just grab a bit of pink clay, and we're just going to roll those up, and we're just going to just add just like a tiny bit, so just with a bit of pink clay, and that just makes them kind of stand out. So when you've got the kind of the pink against the blue, it just kind of pings out, and just means that you can actually see them quite clearly. So we're just going to do a couple of those. We don't need to worry about too much about fine detail. Just kind of an example. So I've just done 3.
How long have you been making puppets for?
Okay, so I've been at Aardman for about 15 years.
Whoa, Arabella, that's how old you are.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Makes me feel a little bit older, but yeah. Yeah, so I started on kind of Curse of the Were Rabbit a while ago. And yes, I've worked on like loads of the kind of films and the kind of commercials and loads of things since. Especially Farmageddon.
That's amazing.
Okay, I think we're done with the bodies. I think, you know, that's
Yeah, I
that's
think
enough.
mine looks pretty cool.
Yeah, happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on with the head. Okay, so I've already started us off. So we've got a kind of, I don't know,
Looks like
kind
a
of,
frog.
people do say that, yeah, it does kind of look like a frog at the moment, but hopefully we'll transform her back into Lula like in a minute.
Yeah.
So should we start with, we're going to start with the mouth. Okay, so Lula's got, here's kind of like one of her mouths. So she's got about, I think it's about 8 to 10 different mouth shapes, which you can just like take off, or the animator can just like take off her head.
Whoa.
And if you can see, there's a little like line underneath here. Okay, so you can just take the mouth off, and then put another mouth on. So these are all kind of sculpted beforehand, and then that just allows her. So she doesn't talk because there's no kind of dialogue in Shaun, but she goes ooh, Lula, you know, stuff like that. That's how we get the kind of mouth shapes to work. Okay, so we're going to work on the mouth. So we're just going to round off the lip for the moment. So the lip's a little bit sharp. So you just get your thumb, and we're just going to round off just to kind of give her nice round lips, like that. And then we're just going to gently just kind of close the mouth. So just by pushing down, so just go pushing down and up, we're just going to close the mouth, and we're going to try and leave it so she's got a little bit of a smile.
This one does not have a smile.
So just push up the corner of the mouth. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. See?
Got a little smile.
Cheeky.
Check it out.
Nice.
Oh, yours looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make some eyes now. So if you grab some white clay, okay, then we're just going to roll some balls. So you can kind of see the kind of size we're going for. So we want to go a little bit smaller than the eyes in the Lula there, but we just want 2 kind of balls in clay. So if you just roll those out, and we want to try and get them so they're kind of roughly the same size. Would be good, but you know,
That is perfect.
yeah. You happy with that? Okay.
All right,
so
maybe a little bit smaller.
let's have, if we make 2 of those, okay, and then yeah, and just pinch a little bit off mine. So try and get them the same size, and then we're going to make some pupils. That's close enough. Okay, so we need a little bit of black.
That is way too small for the other eye.
You've got one eye, yeah, a little bit bigger than the other, but you know, you could rock that or not. Nope, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's make the pupils. So we're just gonna roll a tiny little ball. So we only need a tiny bit of black. Okay, 'cause as soon as you put that onto the eye, it kind of makes them a little bit bigger. So doubles or triples in size. So just pop those onto the eye. There's a lot of concentrating going on here. Okay, and then we can just pop those in the eye socket. Just like that. Okay, so they should be sort of touching in the middle. Yeah, something like that. Okay,
Yeah, I'm trying to.
yeah.
Yeah.
You all right?
Push it down. Yeah.
Okay, so just pop those in. More of the brown. Okay, so the eyes are where all the expression from the character comes. So as I said, she doesn't really talk. So when she's kind of trying to portray emotion, her kind of brow and her eyes are where you kind of really read how she's kind of feeling. And also she's got her ears. So her ears are another kind of telling point of her mood or kind of how she's, what she's trying to portray. So when she's kind of like really, really sad, we actually have a different kind of, or different type of ears that are slightly duller or a slightly kind of deeper colour, just to give that extra little bit of emotion. Okay, so we've done the eyes, that's good. Eyes, yep, that's cool. So now we're going to do the nose. So if we grab a little bit of purple, yeah, so you just want a little bit. So we're just kind of doing like a little kind of button nose. So just roll a ball again, and then we're just going to gently squash it between our fingers, and then we're just going to, not too much. Yeah, so then we're just going to round it off at the top. So just something like that. Okay. Yeah, and then we can just stick that onto the face. So in the middle between the eyes and the nose. So just bang it in the middle, like that. Okay, so she should be really coming to life now from what was. Yeah.
It looks
Interesting.
Yeah.
Different. That's good. Okay, so let's. How about the ears? Should we do some ears?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do the kind of tonal shift from the kind of soft pink to the dark purple. You can see we've got tiny little bits of glitter in the
Yeah,
eyes.
how do you get the glitter on the eyes?
So the ears are made of silicone. So when we're kind of casting the ears, we're just like gently sprinkle a little bit of glitter in, but it's like trying to get a little bit in without too much. Because if we put loads in, they're like really blingy and yeah, really shining. So we just want them to kind of show a little bit, because they're kind of bit of magic.
Yeah.
You know, when they're kind of like they go up and she kind of like points and they kind of go whoa. So it's just a little bit of extra something. Thankfully, we've got no glitter today. Thankfully for me, maybe not for you, but okay. So we're just going to use one strip and we're going to tear it in half, and we're just going to roll 2 balls. You know, glitter generally gets everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, it would just be all over the puppets if we had glitter out today.
Very shiny doodle.
Yeah, it would be kind of glistening all over the shop. So let's try and avoid doing anything too crazy. Okay, and then we're just going to sculpt them into a shape, something like this. Okay, so it's just kind of rounded and a little bit pointy at one end. Okay, so we're just doing the kind of the pointy bit at the end here to start with. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to kind of blend it with a kind of mid-tone purple. So if we just grab a little bit of the mid-tone, you got some? Yeah. And then we're just going to do the same again, so just kind of roll a ball, and we're just going to blend it with the other ear. So we just mix it a little bit more. Okay. So we're just going to mix it in. So once it's a little bit soft, we're just going to push it together, and then we're just going to blend it. I'm just going to blend it all the way around. So it's kind of squashed. So we're just doing that kind of crossfade effect. Because Lula's ears are silicone, we cast them in the kind of the soft pink, and then we'll airbrush them to the kind of be darker at the tips. So we're kind of doing that kind of airbrush effect, just by kind of using different colours in the clay. Like that, and then another one. So we can do both. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Okay, we just add that in. Which is like this. Okay, so once we've blended those two, we're just going to add a little bit of the dark purple. And that's just going to round off the bottom of the ears. Okay, so once we've done that, yep, we're going to use a little bit of dark purple. I would use maybe like yeah, at least one. And a slightly bigger amount, but yeah, we don't want too much. So maybe just one strip, or use one strip and a little bit. So you have a little bit more colour, because the majority of her ears are this kind of dark purple. And that just kind of gives us the effect that we want. So this, I don't know if you've noticed, but this clay is slightly harder to kind of like move around and manipulate. That's just because it's got slightly more pigment in. So some of the darker clays are just, when they're like making it in the factory, they just put more pigment in. But that just means that sometimes it's just harder and gets all over your hands. Okay, so we're just going to blend that one in to the mid-tone purple. So blend that all the way in.
Which character was your favourite character to make?
Okay, I would say probably in this film, I've got kind of two. I really like the pigs.
Yeah.
The pigs are just great characters, and I actually sculpted the ones when they're sunbathing,
Oh yeah.
and then the flying saucer goes over and they go. Whoop. So I love I just love the pigs. They're just great characters. But also I'd say Bitzer. Bitzer's just a great character, and I'm loving his Bitzertron outfit.
yeah.
With his massive helmet. I think that's got to be up there with a kind of a really nice
Nice
character. Okay, how are we doing? Are we there with the
I
ears?
think I'm doing good.
Yeah,
I'm going to try and make long ears.
Yeah, we can go long. We can go short. But as long as, okay. Right, here we go. Okay, I think we're ready. Wow, okay, yeah, we're going super long. Okay, so we're going to grab the head. Okay, and we're just going to put the ears. So we want to put it behind the brow, and we're just going to gently push the kind of the pink on one side, just wedge it into the clay, into the. That's nice. That's gone. Okay, I'll make another one in a minute. Okay, so just push this on, and then we're just going to fold it down. So then I'm just going to do the other one. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap between them, and then I'm going to fold it down. And while you're doing that, I'll just quickly make another eye. Oh.
I think mine looks pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
Proud.
nice. That's good. Everything over here. Oh, your super long ears.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty good.
Yours are like when she stretches out.
There's like you've got kind of her like arms or her feet,
On
Yeah.
her
but
head.
coming out of her head. But that's nice. Okay, I've got a slightly pink eye now because I've got a lot of purple clay on my hands, but that's cool. Okay, so now, squash that eye. Okay, so now, are you ready for the big reveal? Going to attach the head to the body. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to push that down, and boom, we've made a Lula. There we go. Wowzers.
I
Yeah.
really like mine.
I really like mine.
Yeah, they're both very unique.
My one looks like it's very dizzy. Yeah, something like that.
I like yours. Yours is actually really cool.
But they're definitely like Lula, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's no way that you could say, oh, which character in Shaun is this? Definitely Lula.
Yeah, you can recognise it.
Yeah, nice. Well done, you
Guys,
two.
can you tell the difference? I don't think I can.
Maybe. Basically, we started with Lula. So Lula, if I bring her to the front. So Lula was the kind of the first sculpt. So because she was the main character, we kind of sculpted her first. And then it's a matter of upscaling her upscaling her parents in relation to her. So it's kind of making them bigger,
Yeah.
noticeably a little bit bigger. So they're probably the biggest puppets in Shaun, but yeah, no, they're still fully animatable. So they've still got kind of wiring.
Yeah.
In
Did
all
it
the
take
hands.
longer to make them because they're bigger?
Not so much longer. It's generally it takes a long time anyway. Okay, so we're talking about it will take, once we've got all of the moulds made, so once we've kind of done all the pre-production stuff, we're talking about a month to make a Lula.
Wow.
Okay, so but that's when we've done most of the hard work. That's just kind of putting her together and like building her. So the parents would have taken a good couple of months.
Feel it.
That's crazy.
So cool.
So it's just a kind of silicone, so it's just
Oh
kind of
yeah, it feels
soft.
different.
So the clay, the heads are clay still, but the bodies are kind of squashy, but also they're hard. So they're all of them have got like an armature.
Yeah, you feel it inside.
But like, if you can see, I've just pushed down there. You can see they kind of need to be able to kind of squash and stretch. So when they walk, they kind of just like bob up and down. So that's kind of inside the armature. So the armature would be kind of similar, but all the joints and stuff, so all the things that kind of hold it together just need to be bigger, because she's just going to be a lot heavier. Or he's going to be a lot heavier, because that's her dad. She,
Lighter.
yeah, a little bit lighter.
And they have glitter in them too, right?
I don't know if, yeah, they do. There we go.
On his arms he does.
Yeah, there's a little bit of glitter, so
she
there
has a
should be,
bit, yeah.
there should be, a little bit. So it's not, there were kind of loads of tests done to how much glitter they wanted. So some with like loads of glitter in, and then some with just like a subtle amount. But it's kind of like an in-between. So they didn't, I think that Rich and Will wanted there to be an element of kind of glitters, because they're kind of aliens.
Yeah.
So they can look like anything. They don't need to look like anything like the normal Shaun characters. But it's just bringing out just an extra element. So it's just another little bit of magic. Who knows what aliens look like?
Which character did you first start planning?
Which character? What, kind of like ages ago, or just
Or
kind
like
of for this film?
For this film.
I kind of worked on, I started working on the farmer, so just kind of started doing some of the farmer bits. So when he was, I don't know if you've seen the trailer when he's kind of going, or the teaser trailer when he was like walking through the cornfield in his t-shirt. But then I also worked on the hazmats.
Oh,
So
They're awesome. They're really awesome.
in their luminous yellow jackets or like kind of outfits.
That guy's frozen.
Yes, there's a scene. I don't know how much I meant to say, but yeah, they might get frozen within the film.
Maybe.
Maybe there might be a little bit of frozen element going on. But yeah, no, those are just kind of sculpted and then just kind of cast in like a clear resin, just to kind of give the illusion of ice, frozen ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we made about 18 hazmats in total. So it kind of depends on how much the characters are used in the film. So that, like for Shaun, we've got like 20 Shauns like standing.
Yeah, we saw a few in the other place.
Yeah, dotted around
Yeah.
in the studio. So there's loads of different Shauns.
Okay guys, we've just finished up with Will. We are now with Carmen and we are about to animate some Shaun the sheep, and I think Lula's in the back over there too. But before we do, we're going to ask her a few questions real quick. So my first question is it difficult?
It is quite difficult. It's a very slow process, but it's really fun as well. It's a really traditional way of animating, like basically it's the first kind of animation. And although we have like some kind of new technological advances, what I'm going to show you is basically what people have been doing for decades and decades. Yeah, it's really fun.
Do you have a favourite character?
I feel like I can't have a favourite, but I do really like just generally the whole flock make me laugh. They're just kind of background characters, but a lot of the time they're the funniest ones that like doing. Like there's a scene where they're all doing construction work, and for some reason, like the sight of them in high vis just cracks me up every single time. So, but also Lula was a great character. She was, the first alien I've ever animated, and she's totally completely out of this world compared to what we've usually been doing. It's farm stuff, chickens and cows and sheep. So it was cool to have someone a bit more vibrant and a bit more different.
Do you have a favourite scene in this movie?
Probably. I haven't watched it so long. Let me think. Sorry. I've done a lot of shots in this movie with inside the spaceship. For me, that was really cool because there's just like an amazing amount of lights and things going on. So anything in there is really funny. I really actually like this sequence in the supermarket. I didn't animate it myself, but I just think it's a great scene when you see Lula just completely lose her mind.
Steve, the security guard.
Yeah, okay. How do you know his name? Oh, his name is Max, apparently. I've only just seen he's got a little tag.
Yeah. Thought I'd call him Steve.
No, I like it. I've never noticed that tag, actually, so thanks for drawing my attention to that.
So how long does it take to do a scene?
Well, when we're going full capacity on a film, we're kind of expected to do about 2 seconds of animation a day. So,
2 seconds?
Yeah, yeah, so
wow.
it takes a really long time. So to do like a minute's worth of animation would take several weeks, which sounds insane, and it is a little bit crazy, but there are 27 of us doing it all at the same time. So when you get in all those minutes, then eventually it will make a feature film. It'll take about a year, but you'll get it there eventually, but do you want me to kind of explain what stop motion is? So this is obviously our little character Shaun the sheep here. You've probably spoken to Will already, but he has inside him what we call an armature, which means that it's basically a wire skeleton, and it means that I can move him literally to any position and he'll stay there. And that's kind of the key thing about what we do, because animation is just moving a puppet into a position, taking a frame, moving it again, taking a frame. And when you put all those images together and play them really quickly, it looks like it's a moving image. So the same way as a flip book would work. So here at Aardman, we do 12 frames a second, which means that we do 12 individual movements for a second's worth of animation. So I could really quickly show you an example, and then I can get you guys to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is our camera here, and it's connected to the screen to your side, but also behind you. I think this might be a bit awkward for you to see. So this is our first frame, and I'm just using the live view to see, where I'm posing. If I'm happy, I'm going to make it look straight down into camera. So I'll start them off there, and then when I'm happy, I'm going to ask everyone to step out of the way, just because of our shadows and everything will affect it. And then I press enter, and that's the first frame. And then if I move his hand in like that, and compare it to the frame I've just taken, can you see the beginning of the animation?
Yeah.
And that's literally it. It's a really simple example, but basically, when you add these together, I've started kind of a basic wave there. When you add them together, you get a feature film. And that's really the essence of it. So do you guys want to try your own go at making him wave?
Yeah.
Cool, okay.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Cool, go for it. Nice.
What?
That's it.
You just did that. Jadine's gonna like get a job here and everything. She's like a professional.
I just did it. Just did it.
That's really
looks
good.
so good.
That's wicked. Okay, cool.
I think it's your turn now.
Yeah, let me. I don't want to delete that, so let me save it, and then I'll give you a new clean slate.
like 20 pictures already. It doesn't feel like it.
How much storage gets like used here? I'm guessing a lot.
That's a really good question. But no one has ever asked me that before. I don't know. That's a
Probably,
camera
yeah,
department question,
yeah, a
really.
lot. I'm
Yeah, a huge
guessing.
amount. Oh yeah, I think that might be
25.
There is head
Pictures.
tilt as well.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
head's been moving a little bit. Nice. Loop that and that's it.
Wow.
That's
Spud doom.
I'm very
dum.
proud of myself for doing that.
I think my
That's
one's
great.
better. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah,
Wicked. Yeah, good job, guys. It's really good.
thank you. So when you do any flying scenes, how does that work?
Right, so if anything's going to float in the air, obviously because everything has to be still, you can't suspend something magically.
Yeah.
And that's when our rigging department comes into play. So we have a whole department whose job it is to figure out how to suspend something. So if Lula's, if I've got a scene where she's swinging from the top and she's going to jump onto the back of Shaun, the rigging department will make me a rig, which is literally out of like wire and metal pieces. To hold her in place. I should have got you guys an example of it, but it's really, really cool what they do. And they make some really, really beautiful kind of contraptions for us. And then sadly, in post, they take it all out so that you can't see it. But that's how you know they're doing their job well if you can't see a rig. So, yeah, I mean, so with a scene like this, with everything falling off the shelves, everything has to be rigged individually and animated individually, just like what you guys did, like moving it,
That must have
moving it.
taken ages.
Yeah, it was like this whole sequence in the supermarket it took a lot of months, definitely.
Like when you're watching it, you don't think it took that long.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like over in a second, isn't it? Yeah, it's but we don't want you to really think about how long it's taken.
You just want to enjoy the film.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the nice thing. It's great to show people what we do, but also it's important that they just get lost in the film and they think that, these guys are real and they're, a real little family. That's kind of what, that's what we like.
Super cute. Okay guys, so me and JD have had an amazing time at the Aardman Studios. We've seen so much and done so much today. We've created our own Lulas, we spoke to the directors, the producers, and we even animated Shaun, which was incredible.
It was too much fun.
I know, but guys, the movie is out soon. If you haven't seen the trailer already, then make sure to check it out. It is super hilarious, right, JD?
It's out of this world, literally. Okay, yeah.
Smart. But anyways, guys, it's been amazing, Arabella.
JD the Kid.
Over and out.